Hi, Lake Charles in Southwest Louisiana. This is Mayor Nick Hunter, and as we film this, today is Tuesday, March 24th, and of course we are in the middle of a very interesting situation right now with the coronavirus response, and really in the middle of it, and wanted to take the opportunity to share some really valuable information for really what has become a situation for everyone in Calcasieu Parish, but we have some average citizens, some everyday employees who have absolutely been affected by this. And today we're just going to talk a little bit about unemployment insurance, what that means, and how someone could possibly qualify for that. I'm joined with a couple ladies who know a lot more about this topic than I do, and I'm really honored that they're here today. We have practiced good social distancing, as you can see. I like both these ladies, but I don't want to be too close to them right now, and that's by order of the governor and the president, so we are abiding by that. So ladies, why don't you introduce yourselves and just say a little bit about your job description.
Good morning, I'm Stephanie Simeon. I'm with the Workforce Development Board for Calcasieu, Jeff Davis, Cameron, Vernon, Allen, Cameron parishes. What we do is oversee the American Job Center. We write policy and procedures and make sure that the daily operations are intact. And with me today, I have Myra Delacroix, and she works with the program side of the American Job Center.
Myra, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Nick, Mayor Nick. My name is Myra Delacroix, and I am an employee of the American Job Center. I am the site coordinator, which I am over all the 6 parishes as well: Calcasieu, Cameron, Jeff Davis, Allen, Beauregard, and Vernon. Basically, what I do is to ensure that the policies and procedures that the WIB board approves and puts out, that we follow those and make sure that our staff follow those, and just to make sure that the daily operations of the centers are run properly and correct.
And that's the Workforce Investment Board. You
Yes,
said
sir.
WIB board.
Mhm.
Okay, great. Ladies, before we even get into some of the specifics, how are you doing? Are you holding up okay? Is your family all right, Stephanie?
Yes, holding up
Okay.
well. Everybody's good.
Good. I'm sure at the office it's been different,
Yes.
but everybody's just kind of adapting as best they can.
Mm-hmm.
Myra, same with you? Everyone's doing okay?
Same as well. Family's great.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. At times like this, if you can go home and you can say, I'm healthy and my family's healthy, that's absolutely saying something. So has this been a busy time for you guys?
Oh, yes. We've gotten a lot of calls, and up until the governor made the declaration, we had anywhere between 100 and 125 people coming into the office so that they can use the computers, our telephones. We actually had to set up more computers for them because some people just don't have computers or have access to it. So yes, it has been a very busy time. Over the weekend, of course, we didn't work, but the telephone rings, and we checked it, and it was about 400 calls that had come in just over the weekend.
So a typical week, how many in a non-crisis time, how many people would you have come into your office or seek help from your office?
Probably 50 to 75 a day.
A day?
Yeah,
Okay, and that
and-
number's up to what now?
100 to 125 per
Okay.
day or more. Because we're in a temporary building right now, we kind of had to limit how many would come in and
Sure.
practice social distancing. So if you can imagine, that was a little hard to do in a smaller environment. So again, we opened up a temporary location upstairs in our building so that more people could come in, but we still had to practice social distancing.
Yeah.
So maybe 3 or 4 could use a computer, whereas in our other building we had at least 16 in one room.
Understood. And again, like with any service, we're just asking people to be patient and understand that we're abiding by what doctors are telling us to do.
Correct.
And that social distancing does cause some hardship, but at the end of this, we're going to be probably happy that we did it.
Right.
So I'd like to go through just a little information. This Louisiana Workforce Commission information worksheet came out on March the 16th. This is the Louisiana response to COVID-19 coronavirus disease. And this is the most up-to-date information we have, correct?
Correct.
All right. So I'd like to go through some of this information. And again, there may be some people in Calcasieu Parish right now or Lake Charles who are, for the first time in their lives, thinking about unemployment insurance. And so we want to make sure that people get the information and get this knowledge. So do any of these situations apply to you? This is coming directly from the worksheet. Number one, your work hours have been reduced because of lack of work due to coronavirus. So to me, that says that even if you have not been completely laid off or furloughed, if you have a reduction in hours, you can apply for unemployment insurance. Is
That's
that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Number two, your workplace closes temporarily and you are not being compensated. So even if you maybe don't have that notice from your employer, but the shop's been closed down or the business has been closed down and you're unable to work,
Correct.
you can apply.
Right.
And number three, you have been instructed not to go to work and you are not being paid while at home. Any comments on that?
Any individual that has been impacted or affected by the coronavirus should file a claim.
Okay.
And you'll be told whether or not you're eligible, but file that claim.
Okay, understood. Thank you, Stephanie. So again, you may be eligible for unemployment insurance. You can file a claim at www.louisianaworks.net/hire or by calling the Claim Center at 866-783-5567. So I know we spoke a moment ago about online is probably the best option, but we also realize there are individuals that maybe don't have access to internet or at home on a computer or on their cell phone. So can you talk a little bit about that?
I'll defer to Myra.
All right.
If individuals do not have access to a computer, they can call the call center. We just ask that they do be patient because this is across the whole state of Louisiana. So you can imagine how many calls are coming into the call center. So what the state has set up is they have actually hired 25 individuals, additional individuals, to work nothing but claims. So if you can't get through, you can leave your name and your callback number, and the state has set up a call list that they're distributing through the parishes, and individuals are being called back so those state employees can file their claim for them right there on the phone. As long as they have the information, they'll be able to file that claim for them right there. But we just ask that you do be patient if you're having to utilize the call center because there is a long wait. They may not be called back today or tomorrow, but as soon as their name comes up on the call list, they will get a phone call. So we ask the individuals, if you see a number that doesn't look familiar, go ahead and answer it.
All right.
Because it might be somebody calling from their home because they may be working at home or they may be working out of another office. So answer those calls.
Okay.
And Myra, you may want to talk about the resets of passwords.
Okay. If you utilize the Hire website, I'll defer back to Hurricane Rita. A lot of people filed for unemployment during Hurricane Rita, and they may never have had to utilize the website again, the LA Works website. If you've moved, if your phone number's changed, if you've gotten married, and you try to log in with some of that identifying information, it's going to kick you out. So there is an email, and we'll provide that email address later on, that you can email, and there's going to be some information that you need to identify in the email. And those emails are being sent to it goes to Baton Rouge, but then they're disseminated down to the local offices. And we do have people working behind closed doors, practicing 6 feet apart, and we are working those emails that are coming through, and we are helping people reset their passwords, username and passwords, so that they can immediately go ahead and file those claims.
Okay. Thank you. To continue to read through this information sheet, be sure to answer yes to the question, are you filing for unemployment insurance benefits for reasons related to COVID-19 coronavirus? This will provide needed information to the LWC to help process your claim. And also worth mentioning, again, directly from the sheet, if your work hours have been reduced, partial benefits could be available to you up to a maximum of $247 a week. You must report any earnings for the week that you work, even if you've not been paid yet. Include all income, commissions, tips, and gratuities. Report the gross amount before deductions. These earnings would be factored into the amount of unemployment benefits paid to you for that week. So again, ladies, when someone is filling out the information online, any suggestions for that person that's filling out that information?
Make sure you complete it accurately and answer all of the questions.
Okay, accuracy, answer all the questions.
Yes, and I would also say not to hurry up and go through the claim, to be very accurate, because the problem will come in if a question is answered incorrectly. Then the system does not allow you to go back and make that change. It has to be done manually by somebody through the call center, and again, that could be a long wait. So take your time when filling out that claim, and it's step by step. So it's very, they've made it very easy. But again, Mayor Hunter, you alluded to the coronavirus, COVID-19, and that's very important, because if somebody does not click that radio button, the system is going to think that they're just filing a regular unemployment claim, and it's not going to exempt them from the
Waivers.
the work searches every week, and it's not going to waive the week of waiting.
Okay, and that's actually a great segue into the next information we'll talk about from this sheet. So this is an important note. As per the governor's proclamation, for individuals whose employment has been impacted due to COVID-19, work search requirements are being waived and week of waiting is waived. Ladies, can y'all talk about that a little bit?
I'll defer to Mara as it relates to the week of waiting, but anyone that's on regular unemployment, they have to do work searches to show that they're not just waiting for that check to come in, but they're job searching. So those job searches have to be reported to the Louisiana Workforce Commission.
Okay.
And the reason the work searches have been waived for the COVID-19 is because probably the majority of the individuals who have either been furloughed or reduced wages or told not to come back to work, they're going to be called back to work once this is behind us. So, but I can say that we did some searching this morning in our system, and we have found that individuals that have filed their first week, they had till 5 o'clock Saturday the 21st to get that first week claim filed. They actually had money put on their cards today or direct deposited into their accounts. So the turnaround is really quick. So that's a positive note.
Right.
Okay.
Just making sure that it's done correctly, though.
Right. Okay, understood. So the turnaround has actually been pretty decent.
Yes.
Okay.
And I want to also say this to the individuals that are filing out there. This is not just a one-time file. You do have to file every week. So make sure that by Sunday that you have that next week filed. Because what everybody did first, that's what's considered an initial claim. That gets the claim started. It allows it to be investigated and looked at to see what their monetary determination is. Because it does say the max is $247. So that doesn't mean that everybody's going to get $247. It's going to be based off of your income for the last 18 months. It looks at your quarter wages. But continue to file every week, because if you miss a week, unfortunately, you have to
Start all over.
again.
Okay.
So
Good
file
advice.
those weekly claims.
And you mentioned Hurricane Rita a moment ago. You know, in some ways this is similar. In many ways it's different. Certainly, we always encourage people to be very robust about their search for work. But right now is a very interesting time in Calcasieu Parish.
Right.
There are so many industries that have had to cut
Close.
back and that are affected. And so again, that's why I believe this information is so important. There may be some people who never in their lifetimes would have thought that they would have to be learning about this information that find
That's right.
themselves having to do that right now. So ladies, any other advice or information that you would give someone that's watching this, or perhaps a website where they could find more information?
I would just say for those individuals that are filing for their claims, just to be a little patient. Ms. Delacroix did talk about the quick turnaround, but just make sure that when you're filing that claim, that everything is precise and accurate. Proofread what you've done and make sure that you've answered all of the questions completely.
And if you don't remember your username and password to the Hire website, you can email hire@lwc.la.gov, and in the subject line, please indicate password reset, and then it's going to ask you a few more questions that you need to answer, and then those emails will be disseminated down to local staff, and your passwords and usernames will be reset as fast as we can get to them.
Understood. And again, the website that someone should go to is www.louisianaworks.net/hire, or that phone number, which again, we're asking for patience, again is 866-783-5567. Ladies, I think together we're all going to get through this.
Yes.
But certainly this is a service that is vital right now, and I just want to make sure that our citizens know about it. So thank you for spending just a few moments with me.
You're so welcome.
You're
All right, appreciate you. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.